Hi guys! The last recipe I shared with you was a blackberry lemonade, and today's recipe is also with blackberries because we have so many blackberries from our garden this year, and of course I want to use the homegrown things for my recipe. So I got so many blackberries that I had to create a few recipes. So this was actually the first one that I came up with. I thought I want to bake something with the delicious blackberries, and then I thought blackberries would taste amazing in a chocolate cake, and well, because I love cheesecakes as well, so I kind of wanted to blend in that flavor into the cake as well. So these chocolate blackberry cheesecake bars are absolutely delicious. I hope you will also like this recipe. In a medium bowl here I have my softened butter with the brown sugar. You could also use regular sugar. I just prefer using brown sugar because it gives a lovely caramel-like taste. And now we're just going to beat the butter with the sugar until it's nice and pale and soft. And then after about 5 minutes, this is how your butter and sugar should look like. You see, it's really soft and much paler than it was. So obviously with brown sugar it's not gonna be absolutely light, but you can see it's nice and pale and soft. And now we can start adding the eggs. We want to add the eggs one at a time and beat in between each addition for about 30 seconds. Then I have all my dry ingredients here. So under there is the all-purpose flour, then I have the unsweetened cocoa powder here, some baking soda and some baking powder. And we're just going to mix it all a little bit so that it gets combined. You don't have to worry too much about getting it all mixed because we are going to sieve it in, so it's gonna mix in while sieving. Then I have also added the vanilla to my kefir. You can also use buttermilk, so that's mixed in as well. And then we're just going to start adding the dry ingredients in batches with the wet ingredients. So first we're going to add in about 1/3 of the dry ingredients and just sift that in. Then you're gonna grab back the mixer, keep it on low, and just mix shortly until almost combined. Then we are going to take the wet ingredients and slowly start pouring them in while keeping the mixer running on low. You want to add in about half. Then we want to add in the second part of the flour or the dry ingredients. Again, beat just shortly until almost combined, and then add in the rest of the wet ingredients. Also just beat until almost combined, and then you want to add in the last bit of dry ingredients. And then for the last time you want to beat again just until combined. And you want to remove the whisks, and you want to grab a spatula and just fold through to make sure everything is really combined through the bottom of your batter. So sometimes, depending on the mixer that you use, it can be that the bottom is not quite mixed in, so just grab a spatula and fold through a couple of times. And then once it's looking like this, super smooth, creamy and beautiful, no dry spots, everything is well combined, that's when you can leave this aside for a little. Then I have my cream cheese here in a small bowl or in a medium bowl, and I'm just gonna start by softening it a little bit with a fork. You should take the cream cheese to room temperature when you start with the chocolate batter, so it has time to kind of soften a little bit already, and maybe use a bigger bowl. So just soften it shortly. Then we want to add in the egg. So because I need to use up some leftover yolks, I'm just using 2 yolks, but if you don't have leftovers to use up, just use 1 egg. And I'm also gonna add in about 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're just going to mix it all until combined. And then once it's combined, you want to add in 1 tablespoon of sugar and also 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, and then again just mix until it's all well combined. Then I have here my baking dish ready, or the baking like these sides for a cake, but you can also use a baking pan which has a bottom. I just prefer using this because this is the only thing I have in this size. So then you just want to transfer the chocolate batter into your baking dish, and then you just want to even it out to cover the whole bottom of your cake form. Then once you have the chocolate layer, what you want to do is to take the cream cheese layer, and you want to add these dollops on top of your batter. And then you need to grab something sharp. It can be a wooden skewer or something similar, and you want to swirl like this, so you get the cream cheese mixed in with the chocolate batter, and it creates this beautiful marble look. I don't know about you, but I'm really loving how this looks right now. So now we have the marble effect on the cheesecake, and now I'm gonna add in the blackberries. So you could make it plain. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing just like this, but I'd like to add some fruit on top. So I'm using blackberries today from the garden. What I've done, I've soaked them in water just to get rid of any living things on the blackberries, and also to wash them. And now I'm just gonna arrange them on top. And then once you've also added the fruit on top, you can bake the cake, and as always, the baking instructions along with the recipe are linked down below in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I also hope you liked how the blackberry cheesecake bars look like. The cake bit is really nice and fluffy if you keep it at room temperature. If you want more like a brownie kind of consistency, then keep it in the fridge and just take out right before serving. That was actually my favorite because it kind of had so much moisture after it was in the fridge, and I absolutely loved the texture of the cake and the flavor of the cake after it was chilled. So just a little tip there, if you like something like that, then pop it in the fridge. If you prefer like a really soft and pillowy cake, then keep it at room temperature. But keep in mind that it has the cheesecake layer, so it cannot be kept in room temperature for too long. This is a perfect weekend cake, and I really hope some of you will be trying it out right away. For the recipe, check down below in the description box. There's a link to my website where you can also find the recipe. If you like this recipe, you know what to do. Don't forget that thumbs up for support. And if you're new to my channel, then you can subscribe right now, and if you tap the bell, you won't miss any of my new videos. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.